What up, what up, what up? How's it going, guys? Tony Slumz, and on behalf of the homie Tad Ghost, welcome to another episode of the Beats Me podcast. However, we're doing something different today, man. We decided that while we're being a little busy, we wanted to actually start showcasing some of our very, very, very talented friends, colleagues, and acquaintances. So today we're kicking it off with the homie Danny out of Indio, California. Conscious, up-and-coming MC. And yeah, man, we just want to start sharing or showcasing all these conversations. We did something different on this one. I wanted this to be as candid as possible, all things considered. So handed him our little Tascam recorder. I started making a beat and we just started having a conversation. So I hope you guys enjoy, man.
Yeah, that was a good one. That's been a wow.
Yeah, dude, that's what should we go with? I'm trying to figure out
something bouncy. You know, I like the bouncy.
Well, what's the all right, well let's get into interview
yeah.
shit. What's the theme of the album?
Intro. My name is Danny. Some of you may know. The intro, the project is called The Feeling Good Chronicles 2. Number 2, and it's just the same thing as number 1, just some feel good vibes, some upbeat songs. I do a lot of ego bars on this one. I think it's just kind of a runoff of Freestyles 2 that I just dropped, and basically the vibe is just good vibes, good times, some singing in there, some, like I said, a lot of ego rapping, and just a lot of music that's just kind of playing the soundtrack to my life right now. Things are going good, about to be a dad. Went skydiving the other day. I mean, life is just good right now. Work is going good, and it's just, for lack of a better word, I'm feeling good.
Nice.
Feeling real good. So, been playing that. I've actually, this is probably the one project I've had on repeat the longest, or the most times, since I finished it. And it's just literally been the soundtrack to my days. I'll let it play and just let it run through. And it's only 15 minutes long. I mean, it's nothing crazy.
See, that's a good thing. I think more and more I've been kind of like leaning towards like short, but I still like having
the full theme, idea, concept
I like 30. It's weird. I time my album ideas, like album length, by drive.
Yes.
So I like a drive from here to El Centro and back. And if I can time it, which is usually like 10 minutes, like 15, so 30 minutes, that's like my...
yeah, where you can get the full grasp of it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, my drive to work is 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It's like, if I catch all the red lights, it's about 15 to 18 minutes. So I can literally listen to this project on the way there, and just... It's like, we do the car test or whatever, so my last month, 2 months and a half, have just been just playing in, just listening to car testing and all that stuff, and just seeing how I feel, how it sounds in the morning when I'm headed there, how it sounds when I'm driving out to get lunch, how it sounds when I'm coming home, you know, feeling excited and stuff like that. So literally been the soundtrack, and I've been sneaking in projects here and there and stuff like that, but literally this one's been on repeat, and not just because it's my project, but it's just got that vibe to me where it's just like I can listen to it, I know I'm enjoying it, you know, and not to sound like egotistic going one up, but there are a lot of ego bars on there. I'm barring off and just kind of talking my talk, which is something I don't think I do a lot, but people seem to like it when I do it. So there's
ego bars are always fun, man.
Yeah,
I'm always a fan of ego bars. I like ego bars. Literally, I think Karina's favorite verse of mine on Sketches was Syntax, because it's straight up ego,
just
like it's
boom,
ego
boom.
driven. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I think it's fun. Ego bars are fun. They're just fun. Like being fucking disrespectful.
Yeah, you know what I was listening to on the way in this week or this morning? What's that? I heard it on TikTok, and it's that Whole Lot of Money by Bia. That beat slaps, and she's on there talking her stuff, and I was like, oh, I need to write something like this, because it's just fun, like you said, you know, it's fun to get that off. And just kind of pump yourself up, and then it leads to other things. So the first track is me talking like ridiculous talk.
Yeah, bullshit.
Ridiculous talk. There's an intro on there. I'm talking with Alexis and talking about how I'm about to be a dad, and he's like, are you ready for these changes? Are you ready to be a dad? And I'm like, I already been there. When I get up on the mic, all these MCs are my babies, man. Like,
it's my son.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when I get on the court, they Kendrick Perkins big baby out there. I'm just living my life, and then it just drops into freaking ridiculous me talking my talk. And so that's the intro, right? That's how it just kind of sets the bar off. The next one is kind of Can You, which I was showing you pictures. We were shooting the video for that and stuff. And that's another one where just me just kind of talking and me just kind of asking the question, like, do you feel what I feel? Because this is what I'm on right now.
Yeah.
This is how I'm living life right now. And then it goes into Down, which you're on, guest feature. And I was just kind of reaching out, talking to friends and being like, yo, what's up? Like, are we cool? Are we doing what we're doing? And I appreciate you for sticking around.
I've been stuck on that verse for a while. It's funny because I think I wrote the first 8 bars to a completely different beat, but I always liked the beginning, like the conversations left in the east. I don't remember what was said with me either, like that playing on it, and then the 120 million stories. I don't know if you got that. So I'm talking about going to the moon. So from here to the moon, it would be 120 million stories.
Yeah.
Shout out Reddit. Shout out Reddit for fucking
hooking me up with the facts.
With the facts.
Yeah, so that one just kind of came out of the blue. I was driving home on a Saturday and the beat came on, and I got a video on Snapchat where I was just recording because I couldn't pull up my voice memos, and I'm just recording like the hook on there and just mumbling the words, just how you were doing earlier, just mumbling, and then something stuck, and that's how we got the hook for that. So just kind of living day to day is how I'm kind of writing these verses right now. Yeah. So then after that, you got Polaroid, and Polaroid was just an upbeat song. It's kind of a different style than what I'm normally doing. And that one, I walked in the studio, I asked my wife to pick a beat from BeatStars, and the actual beat was called Polaroid. And I said, okay, well, I'm gonna write about Polaroids and stuff like that. And then it's just kind of kind of inspired by the idea of just like, what do you do with a Polaroid? Most people usually will take one, they'll hang it up somewhere, or they'll put it in their wallet, right, and they'll take it wherever they go because it's of somebody you think of. So then that kind of thing is just kind of take my memory with you wherever you go. If you're riding around, if you're cruising around, make sure you're thinking of me, you know, kind of those kind of vibes. So keep me in your pocket like a Polaroid, you know, and just keep me handy, you know. If you need me, I'm there. You need a good laugh, a good vibe, just kind of pull me out and let's chat it up. Let's do whatever we got to do and just kind of keep it pushing, you know. After Polaroid, you get to What Is Sleep with my boy Fredo. And that one is my favorite. Okay. That one, like you said, it's the standout track, right? It's just us doing what me and him like to do. We just kind of bounce off of each other and just kind of, we send each other songs all the time and just kind of bouncing that idea. And this one specifically is just, it was late night. You're asking like, what is sleep? I'm always working. You were just talking, you know, like it's hard to leave the room especially when you're making music and stuff like that. It's like, I don't know, it's like almost addicting, but it's not. It's like in the good sense of the term. It's like I just want to be there. It's like a longing for. I leave my house and I'm just like, I can't wait to go back and go.
Wait to go back.
It's like the feeling of laying in your own bed.
Yeah.
You just want to. You just want to go.
That's exactly what it is.
You can lay in other beds, but
it feels. It's so. Being in here it's so much home that.
Yes.
Not being here is
you have that long. Yeah, like you can go spend in nice hotel and stuff like that, but you always want to come home. So then playing off of the idea of staying late was in the studio, and the kind of concept just came of just like, what is sleep? Like if I go to sleep, 1, I'm away from the studio. 2, who's gonna write these songs if I'm not in here writing them? And then number 3 was just, you know what? I'm gonna sleep plenty once I'm dead. Might as well make the most of the time now. And that's kind of the concept of that. And it's just kind of talking about the days, kind of talking about, you know, summer's over, but I'm still working, still grinding. I put out one project.
That sleep mentality of not really needing it sucks, because if you don't get it,
then you crash.
Yeah, and that crash is so
bad.
Like you waste more days trying to catch the other day we went to Shadow Ridge. We went golfing and shit, right?
Oh yeah.
And
oh yeah, I remember that day. Was that the day that we went? Where we met you guys went in a different time? Oof.
Fucking bitch. No. So we went recently, me, Pops, and Fat Boy, and Alex. We all went again. We had a redemption from the Shadow Ridge the last time we went. And so, no, fuck, I'm lying. That one was fun. The week before that, me and Alex went golfing on a Sunday. Okay. I go in Sunday night for Graves. All week, I could not make up that sleep. All week, I was a zombie. I thought
just dragging?
I had COVID, man.
I feel that, man. All I'm hearing this week too is you better get your sleep in now.
Yeah.
Get your sleep in now. Get your sleep in now. And I'm just like, this is the worst week. I haven't slept at all this week. But yeah, so that one, I mean, that one's just a fun track.
Yeah.
It's like kind of got that bounce to it, sending off to Fredo, kind of just like it's a lot of combination of what we did on our collab project, and we're trying to start something up again. So that one's What Is Sleep, and then it ends with Today, which you produced. And that one, I went down with a heat stroke, right? Or like a heat exhaustion. Went to urgent care, freaking down bad. They didn't give me any fluids. They just said, hey, go sleep it off. And I was just like, all right. So I was just kind of playing that Monday. I think it was.
So I don't think I'm going to pay y'all.
Yeah. I got the bills like $20. So I was like, all right, bet.
That's worth it.
So I showed up. They were like, oh, you might have COVID. And I was just like, I think it's heat exhaustion. I think I've just been too much time in the sun. So I walked in.
No. We
got to check for COVID.
COVID.
So they checked me for COVID. 15 minutes later, they came back. I was knocked out in the room. I'm exhausted, right? I wake up. She comes in and she's like, oh, your test results came back negative. We think you don't have COVID. But just in case, we want you to go pick up this medicine and then just go get some electrolytes and you can go home and sleep it off. And I was just like, all right, cool. So I spent the rest of the day just kind of kicking it at home. Monday, I took the day off from work just so I wouldn't be out in the sun. They recommended I take a couple days. So then working from home and then just kind of got beats playing in the background. And just sure enough, started writing the verse. And then, it's always one of those where it's like, sometimes you write a verse to a beat, but sometimes the beat just doesn't connect.
Yep.
And then you've told me that too. It's like, maybe just try it on a different beat. And you tried it, found one on your BeatStars, and sure enough. And that one's just kind of just talking about today. Why worry about tomorrow? I'm just going to kind of live in the moment, live in the present, and kind of touching back to those vibes where it's feeling good. You feeling all right over there?
No, I didn't like that bass line. I had a good idea for the bass line.
So this project is concise, 15 minutes, I think. Simple songs, simple just kind of concept where it's just feeling good vibes and just kind of the soundtrack. You can put it in the background, kind of hang out, let it play, and just sure enough, next thing you know, it's done and you get to play it again. So
you can play it again, or you can just delete it because you think it sucks.
No. We're gonna keep playing it even if it sucks because we need those streams, my guy. But sure enough, man, it's been and then this is the most time I've taken to promote a project.
That's good, man. Hopefully you see it good.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad where it's like if I finish a project, I want to drop it like next week. Take a cover, post it up, drop it. So it's like this one has been really hard. We've got 2 videos already kind of in the works. We want to film another one. I've been taking a bunch of photos.
I hate doing videos, man.
Same. But I've had Alexis on my butt basically being like, hey, let's knock these out. We got nothing but time. So we pushed it out 2 months. Drops November 19th, the day before the birthday. Whatnot. So I've kind of have, if you follow my music, I kind of usually have a drop every birthday, and this one just felt right to just drop kind of the Friday before my birthday lands on a Saturday and just kind of use it to turn up for the weekend and whatnot. So
nice.
So yeah, we got videos, we got a bunch of promo. My wife was working on merch right now, trying to just figure out how we want to take it. And it's been nice because it's like it's not pressured, it's just kind of coming organically. The other day we were actually gonna go film a video for What Is Sleep with Fredo, and things happened, we had to reschedule. But Alexa was like, hey, let me come over, we'll just kind of do something in the studio, maybe mess around, get some B-roll shots. And we showed up and he goes, hey, why don't we just record the intro track? And I was just like, oh, bet. And I'll play the video, but the video's funny because we have him kind of sneaking in shots and kind of being the stand-in for me. So it's just kind of
that's the beauty.
Yeah. So we're gonna see. I mean, I'm giving it away now, but we're gonna see if people actually notice when we swap it in. There's subtle differences, but we're wearing the same shirt, kind of same angle and stuff like that. So, just seeing, just kind of, it's been fun just to experiment, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think that's the beauty of like music. A lot of times, the experimentation of it. You know what I mean? It's, you want to always be able to try something new, to learn something new about yourself, or offer a different side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that was definitely what was going on with the first one, singing on most of those tracks, learning how to use Auto-Tune and stuff like that. And as I learned, my mixing was crunching up because I had the wrong settings. So now for this one, it kind of clicked and it's kind of working now. So mixes are starting to sound a little cleaner and stuff like that. We got the slum vocals in finally, so we're gonna finish it up and knock it out.
Always didn't take that long.
No, it's well worth the wait.
I was stuck for a minute, man.
I feel that. We got life happening. So, other than that, man, it's just taking it day by day. Working on the week. Working throughout the week. Getting in when I can in there. And then, just, getting ready to be a dad. Baby's right around the corner. So, other than that, life is good. So, it's like I'm feeling good. And that's the simple
You can't
end
go
all
wrong with
be all
that, man.
question.
If you're feeling good, it makes a huge difference in terms of dealing with life.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I see the way it impacts my music, you know?
Yeah.
You come in there, you're bright-eyed,
That
wide
was always
awake.
a big issue with me. It was hard for me to allow goodness to come in because I thought it would take away from my music.
Oh.
Which is a dumb fucking thought. Literally, it took Karina being like, you're lame for that. Yeah, like straight up, like, really? Like,
more sad songs?
like, really? Like, not even
Who's
that. The thing about it is if you're a writer, you should be able to tap in to any feeling that takes the writing. Yeah, so you know what I mean? Like, so if I want to write a sad song, I shouldn't need to be sad to write a sad song. I should be able to tap into a form of feeling or have some fucking creativity and not have to be a fucking method actor with a fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I feel you. I get you.
It's just,
I get you. Kind of take the inspiration from that, right?
Yeah.
I feel that. Wholeheartedly. I like that.
I'm sorry, I'm like cussing and shit. I just remember you might have a lot of people
It's so
follow
good.
you who don't
It's
like
so
cussing.
good. It's so
But
good.
you're gonna be on my channel, so fuck all that shit. Sorry, Theo.
Sorry, Theo. Oh, I like that bounce. But yeah, man. Been working on that. I mean, I've been recording so much music right now. It's ridiculous. So started working on the next one.
When you're working on music and everything like that, do you? So I know there's a school of record as much as you can, take what's good, delete the
Gotcha.
rest, or do you kind of like record with an idea in mind? So, like, all right, let's say, I mean, there's always shit that's not gonna make the cut, but like, is it like double, or is it like, oh, it's 12 tracks, we recorded 15 tracks?
It's kind of, it is what it is, for lack of a better word. Like the songs, the ideas, I come in with ideas, I make the songs, and now more recently, I've gone back and just refined those ideas.
Okay.
But not necessarily just do away with it and completely delete it.
Okay.
But just go in there and refine, do vocal takes again, making sure every word is clear.
Yeah.
Do maybe changing up the lines to make sure that the flow of the verse is actually good and not just running off the first idea that comes to mind. But definitely recording it all the way through. Whatever comes to mind, boom, boom, boom. I'll take that, sit with it for a couple days maybe, and then work on other stuff on the meantime. And then sometimes it'll be like I'll start a song on Monday, I'll do another song on Wednesday, and by Friday those two verses have come together and they're all one complete idea. So it's been a lot of that lately. We're just kind of sitting with the music and really going back and refining it instead of just being like, okay, this is the one take, it's done, on to the next one. So.
But in terms of songs, like, so you're recording with the purpose to, oh, this is gonna go on the album.
Yeah,
Okay.
hands down. I think I'm a project kind of guy. I like putting ideas and themes together and just kind of building off of that. Yeah. So a lot of my recording goes with that intention of, okay, I've got Feeling Good Chronicles 3 in the spring. So now all the songs that I'm recording right now is with the mind of, this is how I want that to sound. This is what I want to say on that, and we're going to take it and just kind of build off of that. And a lot of songs will end up making the cut.
Got you. Okay, cool. Now I get you. So it's like more of a like, oh, this is exactly
how I want it to sound.
So you have the concept of the album before you even start making the song.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Exactly.
Wow, that's
exactly.
a hard way of doing this sometimes. Yeah, man. And I like. Oh, I like that. Cause I like also sometimes it's just They should record. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Whatever comes out, catch the moment, as opposed to trying to slide everything into like this box before I even do it. Because then, from what ends up happening, like sketches, a lot of it was there were like multiple projects I was working on, and then I went back and I'm like, okay, well, for sketches, because I wanted it to be very not so. It's experimental, but also not crazy experimental. Like if you know me, you know where I got a lot of this from. But it was one of those things of like, oh, I want to just be able to. I wanted to feel loose. I wanted to feel disconnected.
Like raw a little bit.
Disconnected. Like I want you to know that it came from the same mind, but the mind was in different parts of the,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, different times of the day
Yeah.
and shit like that. Different, like basically a snapshot of the year and different moments of
Gotcha.
that year.
Gotcha.
It made it really fun to just kind of be like, oh, this is a moment, and it was just fractions of moments and sketches. They were like really raw, and sketches. But I've noticed, so sketches 1 is very masculine.
Okay.
Sketches 2 is turning out very feminine.
Really? In what sense?
It's a lot softer. It's a lot more melodic. A lot of singing that can be done too as well.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's fun, man. I'm getting it.
That's awesome. See, and that's what I love the most about music. It's so free. Mm-hmm. Like tomorrow, I could drop my own version of an R&B album, whatever, if I feel it.
And it all depends on like what's your end game. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
What is your end game? Like in terms of like, oh, this is what I want. This is why. Like, why are you doing this for? You know?
I do this because I enjoy it. It allows me to express myself, and I guess the end goal of that, it's not so much monetary. It's much more just expressive and freedom. So just being able to share that. I love sharing music, and I love texting you my songs and be like, hey, what do you think of this? Hey, I'll text it to my coworker, so he'll even ask me now, hey, where's that new song? What are you working on now? Send me something and stuff like that. So that I live for that moment where I get to share and open up and share my thoughts and ideas and my creative process and whatnot. So I guess, for lack of a better word, my end goal is just to continue just sharing. And if so be it, if I can do this full time and dedicate my whole life to it, that'd be amazing. I would love that. And just to go around sharing the music and opening up and performing it. I think I want to get more into performing. Yeah, hands down. Me, Alexis, and Johnny, the brothers, we are itching to perform right now. Because I've dropped, since the last time we performed in 2019, I've dropped so much music in between, and they like my music. I mean, I think they like my music, but they're ready because they hear the performance, they see the performance aspect of it, and they want to go out there and they want to. Johnny on the drums wants to wild out when we play Yeah Buddy. Alexis on the bass likes to ride out to your beats and stuff like that when we play them live and stuff. So I mean, it's just we're itching to perform. So those kind of moments is what I get the most out of. So I guess just my answer to the question is just continue sharing, and continue to be doing this as long as I can, whether it's 30s, 40s, 50s if I can, maybe even bring up other people to kind of help them out and stuff like that. How you've kind of reached out to me and showed me the ropes, fixed my mixes a couple times, and but yeah, I think that's my end goal. Just continue to keep the process going. Yeah,
because I think that's one of the biggest. I remember like when I first started, it was always like, oh, get signed, get it, do this cookie cutter aspect of it.
Yeah.
But there's beauty in the new era, the new generation of you could do, as corny as it is, you could really do whatever you want to do if you know what you want to do.
Yeah.
That's the kicker.
That's the
if
kicker.
If you know what you want to do.
Yeah.
If you don't know what you want to do, then it's hard to really say, oh, I did this for this reason. Because it's like, nah, man, like, it seems like you're just kind of figuring it out still, man. And that's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can honestly say the only thing my only mission statement that I've ever stuck to was always, I want to be a part of something bigger than me. That was it, and it was very broad because it is to me, it's always been very broad. Music in itself is a very broad thing. Yeah. Because it's extremely selfish. Like, nothing about this is me making a sacrifice. Yeah. I have a whole ass room for my fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Same.
Like,
same here.
Yeah, it's same exact. Like, it's just. But because we're creatives, it's one of those things that it's like, oh, so what are you gonna do with it? And I'm like, I'm doing it.
I'm doing it right now.
What are you talking about? No, what are you gonna do with it? Like, once it like. No, this is
it. This is where I find the fulfillment.
I'm done. Yeah, exactly.
I've made it, and now anything over that.
To me, I've made exactly.
Anything plus that is just.
I've made it. I've been blessed to work with so many different artists. How could I? What more do I want? Yeah. Money?
How could I sit here and be like, forget that. I want to go.
Yeah, like all my bills are paid.
Yeah.
All my bills are paid. What more do I need money for?
Yeah.
What if you want a Range Rover? Oil changes sound like a headache, man. Yeah. I'm cool with my Rolexes, man. It gets the job done.
I feel that.
Like, I've never been I like shoes. Shoes aren't that crazy expensive.
Yeah.
And I don't really think I want, like,
I wear the same two pairs.
I stomp out my shoes. No, I got a shitload, but I stomp them out.
Yeah.
I don't wear shoes to collect them. I
Yeah.
wear them
To wear them.
To wear them, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll buy, yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, so I think that's just where I would put it. Is just, like you said, I've made it. I'm at the point where I get to do this anytime I want. All I gotta do is just walk through the door. There you go. I feel as free as you right now.
Yeah, I like this shit, man.
So it's like I just want to keep doing it for as long as I can. That would be the end goal. Whether babies kind of change, I have to give up my room for another baby or something like that. So be it. I'll find a different way to do it. But it's like
it's we forget that we're like, I'm first generation. Like, you know, I'm literally my parents crossed, so I know my parents came from Mex.
Same
I'm
here.
first generation here. So if we're first generation, like, cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll talk to people who are like already like kind of more established, and you find out, oh yeah, no, my uncle's in the industry, and there's these connections there, and it's like, oh man, you got a cheat code.
Yeah.
I used to be mad at that. I used to feel, well, you didn't earn it. You know what I mean? Like, if there was a part of me that felt like it was a very ugly look, because it was like, oh man, this motherfucker, like, no wonder, like, no wonder you're doing what you're doing. Yeah. Because, you know, you got these hookups already. All these other people set up
I get you.
the pavement for you. Like, yeah, I would too if it was that.
Yeah.
My new mentality is, oh, I can't wait till my nephews decide they want to get into music.
Yeah.
I got the cheat code. Yo,
I'm ready.
Hey,
I've already built so much.
Hey, by the way, music? Yeah, what's up? Which one do you want to use? You want to take the machine? Let's go.
Let's go right now.
Bring your laptop or whatever new technology your kids are using. You guys still use FL Studio? Let me get a crack for you.
FL Studio will be on FL 100.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah, I feel it.
It's at that point now where it's very, like, I look forward to cheating. I look forward to, oh, yo, like,
extending that hand and be like, come here,
like, yo,
let me show you.
Turns out, hey, you know, because Angel already told me, he thought, like, oh, some of the nephews like music. And I'm like, say less.
Send them my way.
Say less. I'll have all of his friends who don't have what he had, jealous of what he had.
Yep.
And that's a good thing. Like, to me, that's
that you're able to do that, right?
Yeah, exactly, man.
No pun intended, but you're able to do that. Yeah, I feel that so much. It's like I can't wait till my daughter, if she wants to sing or she wants to learn how to play the piano and stuff like that. Because now I got a freaking grand piano at the house. Not a grand piano, it's a baby grand piano. It's just play it at the house. Yeah, let's learn. Let's do it.
Piano?
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad had a guitar that he shared from other people, and I suck at guitar, so I never picked it up. But I've always loved
that sound.
music.
Yeah.
And because of his love of music and my mom's love of writing, I had a cheat code of understanding music.
How it works,
who doesn't play, I don't play no instruments. I started off, everything I've played so far, I've learned by myself. But I had the cheat code of my parents loving music.
Yeah.
And understanding a good idea of it, and on top of that shit, being like, yeah, go for it, go nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as the rule was always, as long as you're not failing your grades, or you can pay for whatever addiction you have, that's the shit my dad said. Like, whatever you get addicted to, that's
on you.
Be it cigarettes, be it alcohol, be it whores. That's your problem. Turns out it was music, which is, you know,
which is even more expensive.
Yeah, more expensive.
Yeah, I feel that.
I'd saved money if I'd have got into cocaine.
Yeah,
you know I mean?
Definitely. Any other addiction would have been way easier on my bills. But I feel that because, like, now I look back, and when I was a kid, my mom would make us, like, sing, do plays and stuff like that. And now, when I was a kid, I was like, you know, I'm doing it because my mom wants me to do it. But now it's like my mom. Even I still point where my mom's like, hey, did you have another album or another project going out? Have you filmed another video so I can watch it and stuff like that? And that, when she asks me those questions, it's like, it just kind of brings it full circle to me. So I'm like, wow, I'm a product of what you put me through, you know? So it's been super dope to just kind of get to where I'm at. I mean, I've only been doing this for, I think, like 6-7 years.
That's crazy.
So it's like,
that's crazy. But even with that, you had a cheat code.
Yeah. You.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when you brought me in. I was just what Alexis told me the other day. It was 2 years already since we did the cipher at the old place. So it's like time's been flying, and you know, I'll hit you up. You give me cheat codes. You tell me, hey, fix this, or hey, that snare is clashing with your vocals. You should do this, and stuff like that. So definitely appreciate that.
But that's the beauty of it, man. Like now you get to be a cheat code for someone else down the line. Like,
yeah.
It was always that rule that came with pocket bitch. It was that was always the rule. It's like, oh yeah, like by all means, I'll give you anything and everything you want. The only rule is make sure you pay it forward.
Gotcha.
At some point in time.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So life is going pretty good right now. Coming up to the end of the year, gonna be 27 in the next month. Excuse me. 27.
27?
27.
What a baby.
What were you doing at 27?
At 27, I was at the kitchen still, I think. I was at the kitchen, chilling with Emilio. We were working on. What was 27? How many years ago was that?
I don't know. How old are you now?
I'm 34.
9? No. 7 years. 7 years.
7 minus
That's what...
21. We're gonna get there, guys. 2014.
2014. That feels so long ago. I was 2 years out of high school. I was working at McDonald's.
That was 2 years after the world ended in 2012.
Yeah. No. We took over the world. Yeah. That was our class slogan. The world's not ending. We're just taking it over. Yeah, we had a fun year, 2012.
Yeah, the world's gonna end this shit.
It was dope though. Shout out to my high school friends. If y'all are watching still.
Yeah, guys. Did y'all take over the world?
Dude, high school reunion next year. 10-year high school reunion already. I feel like life's just catching up to me now. I've gone left, and now it's like everything that you're supposed to do is like finally showing up to my front doorstep. Because it's weird, 10 years. I mean, you get out of high school. I didn't know what to do my first year. And I got my job at McDonald's, right? And I was there for like 10 months. Then I got into construction. I was checking gas meters and stuff like that.
That's essentially when you got quote-unquote hooked?
That's essentially when I got hooked onto music. Yeah, that's exactly when I started. That's when I started reaching out to Gabe and stuff like that. Holla too.
Granite, wasn't it?
No, I was with Arizona Pipeline back then. And I laying the pipe, you know, as we do. And we kind of chilled it for about 4.5 years. And then it's been 3 years now that I've been with Granite. It's just...
Yeah.
Time's just been flying. But all in that, through all that, it's just been investing money in music, building a studio. I mean, I remember when I got my first little Scarlett 2i2 and stuff like that. You recommended me. Had that with the USB mic and FL Studio and stuff like that. And you were finally like, hey, you need to stop recording into FL Studio.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people who they do really good work on it. But there's a weird export sound that happens that I don't like. The Studio One's cheap, so it's might as well just
I love Studio. I'm this close to upgrading to Studio 1.5. I got 4.
I already told people like once my Mac finally decides it's done with life, I'm probably end up going to fucking Studio 1.
Let's do it.
Because it's just more practical. Even though I have Ableton in the MacBook, I have Ableton in there, so I might stick. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Who cares? Really, you know what I mean? It's at that point now where I can make a beat or make music on any DAW. Yeah, I'm comfortable. Just it's just such a it's so fun. Yeah, it's just so fun.
And if you don't know, you'll figure it out because you're already been doing it for so long.
And figuring it out is fun too because you're able to do things that you might have not you didn't know to do. Like it's crazy how many people hate Machine. There's so many people who don't use Machine. I'm the weirdo for it.
And I'm here geeking out watching you go through it.
But if I know Machine, I know Machine like people know FL Studio, like people know Ableton, or people know all these other ones. I know Machine. Like this is my fucking baby. I go
bread and butter.
With it. Yeah, I go nuts with it, man. I have fun with it. So it's one of those things that the reason why I like it so much is that.
Ooh.
The reason why I like it so much is because as soon as I started, I didn't stop. I never stopped. I just keep adding layers and layers and layers and layers and layers. And you can, maybe once in a blue moon, I'll recount in just to add drums. But for the most part,
it's just playing it live.
Yeah, just non-stop, boom, boom.
That's
boom,
awesome.
Boom. And now that I have the keyboards, I don't even use any VSTs, which saves up so much more CPU.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's all live, boom, live.
Live.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like.
That's awesome.
But I get a kick out of stuff, man. So like I'll use GarageBand. I'll use I have the iPad, so I have some modular sound. I make beats off of that. The Koala app.
You were doing it on your phone and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome to see.
I was telling Naomi Pounds, right now is a beautiful time to get into music.
Yeah.
It's a great time.
There's just so many tools.
If you just want to make music.
Yeah.
If your end result is what your end result is, I just want to leave something behind.
Mm-hmm.
I want to leave a part of me behind, because that's essentially what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're busting loads on music. Just fucking, here you go, man. Fucking keep it. If you like it, great. If you don't, who gives a fuck? It's there. Like, you know what I mean?
We're on to the next one.
Yeah. Maybe you'll like it in the meantime. When I released Sketches, it was funny. Fabi wasn't really fucking. Like, he was like, oh, it's cool. And then randomly, like 3 weeks later, he's all, bro, Sketches is so dope as an album. Like, it's such a good album. And I'm like, oh, thanks, man. But I live for that. I live for people stumbling.
Yeah.
Because I still fall into like, as a sample head. As a sample-based producer, I know that music never dies.
Yeah.
I have vinyl there that, you've never have heard, but I've made so many dope beats out of it. And I get excited for that.
Yeah.
And I get excited for 10, 15 years down the line.
Where somebody's going to go, oh, I can't believe he used that sound.
Yeah. Oh, dang. Like, oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Like, and because I'm such a sample-based producer, someone could stumble into it and be like, I like this specific beat. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And who knows, in 10 years, I'll be 44.
Jeez.
You know what I mean? I'm never going to get rid of this. I'm never going to get rid of the studio. But I might not use it as much. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
And in 10 years, who knows what happens?
Who knows?
Dorondo. Mm-hmm. Dorondo is always my go-to case study for that. Dorondo is an artist who came out the same time as Al Green and everything like that. He got shelved because they have similar voices.
Gotcha.
Breaking Bad comes out, and the scene where he's lighting the shit on fire, that's Dorondo. And he got a brand new life.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Completely slapped.
And it's just like this, with a snap of
overnight. Overnight. 30-year success.
Yeah. Overnight. Exactly. It was a long night.
It's a long night, but hey.
Yeah, but if you do it and you enjoy it, to that point where it's just, who cares?
Who cares?
So be it. Oh, so be it.
That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. And more, like, I'm a huge fan of collaboration and working with other artists. Yeah. Even if at times it could seem like I shouldn't. You know what I mean? Because there's some people who might be like, oh, no, you should only work with people of your caliber.
Gotcha. But why? Why not?
Who cares?
Are you going to look back in 10, 15 years and be like, I wish I would have worked with more people and stuff like that?
I mean, there's people who I work with who I may not even be fond of anymore. But I'm still fond of the music we created. There are moments, you know what I mean? Like, I still learn something. I still, you still grow from it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even some of your early projects.
Yeah.
Night and day. You know what I mean?
Night and day. Even some of my last projects, night and day.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Even this one, as it was growing, it was one of those things that, you see the progression. But the beauty of music now is that you can see the progression. Yeah. Back in the day, motherfuckers just came out dope.
You had to be, it just like clean.
Came out dope. And there's an argument that that's better. Like, hey, you know what? Like, now
where it's polished
artists aren't developed, but you can't deny that seeing the development isn't dope. Yeah, like you take into account Tyler the Creator.
Yes. Yes, I love that album. When I rise to the top. Oh, I love that song.
I wasn't a huge fan of him when he first came out. It was hard for me to enjoy him because I was heavy into underground, so I was already listening to Jedi Mind Tricks. I was already listening to a lot of like Ill Bill. So there was a lot of artists that I'm like, oh, I can see the influences. Yeah. And I like the influences more than I like that. Yeah. I didn't get a kick out of it. I love his new shit, man.
Yeah, that's.
I see him and I get mad because we don't have Mac.
Yeah.
Because Mac was they were in that trajectory of just
the both going to that new sound,
growing and becoming these artists that are just like
would transcend just.
Yeah, man, and it's dope, bro.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I got into Tyler more so when I heard Flower Boy, and then he went and dropped.
I still haven't heard all of Flower Boy.
I play that. I can't listen to the first song without playing it front to back.
The
whole thing. I got it in vinyl. I mean, it's just one of my favorite albums of all time for me personally, just because of the sounds, the melodies he's singing in there, the words, the themes, just growing as a flower, talking about his girl and stuff like that. I mean, a bunch of different stuff. And then going from there to Igor, I was kind of like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
little bit
I
different,
love the break.
Little bit different, yeah. And then he got into this, and I was just like, oh
Start pouring out.
oh my. From the jump, I might buy a boat. Well, it just depends if we got space for it. But I'm gonna buy a boat. I'm just like, talk that talk.
Yeah, man.
Then that rise to the top. I tell you, I'm gonna do it. You say it, I can. I'll tell you, no. What is it? I tell you, I'm gonna mess up the bar. He's like, I tell you I can, you tell me I can't, I tell you I can't, and then I do it again. Yeah. Just to show you. And it's just like that kind of stuff, I love to hear that kind of stuff. When people take the kind of idea and just flip it and just kind of go different directions with it.
Yeah, that's the beauty of and it's not something that hasn't been said before. That's the shit with music is that it's very repetitive. It's super very. That's a Hove line. I'm sure of it. I'm sure that's a big line.
Yeah.
It's just, but the beauty of it is that it's yours now.
It's yours now, and you made it into this moment.
It's yours now.
Yeah.
You dropped the quotable for kids who don't have a quotable right now. You know what I mean? Like, so it's...
Yeah, well, just like, I mean, not to brag on myself. Yeah, buddy, rolling like a big shot. Chevy tuned up like a NASCAR pit stop. You know? But my turn now, I was like, yeah, buddy, I don't even know my line. Rolling like a big shot. And just like, there's not days where I won't go by and people will say, yeah, buddy, Danny, and stuff like that. I'm just like, sick.
It's a dope song. I like this shirt, man. I should have been wearing it that way.
Same.
But that was a dope song. The video was so good, man. I love the video, man. The little baby Lambo was just...
I have a buddy of mine...
you rented the Lambo? Or
no, we just borrowed it. It's a homie. So we borrowed both Lambos. We borrowed both Lambos. The toy one.
Oh, that was it
and
too?
The big one. No, the toy one belonged to another friend. A friend of a friend. So basically the concept came along and we're like, well, it'd be cool, if we could do a car. And my pops, he was like, yeah, I got a buddy with a car and stuff like that. If you guys want to use it. And we're like, okay. And then it didn't look like it was going to happen. So we're like, oh, we'll just mess around with the toy one and act like, we're cruising around and play that spin. And maybe the day before, my pops texted me. He's like, hey, you still want that Lambo? And I was like, are you talking about a toy one? We had already given Hope on the big one. And he was like, no, the real one. And he sent me a picture of it. And I was just like, I mean, if we can, I'm not gonna say no.
On my way.
And sure enough, he pulled up. We were like, okay, we're just gonna get in, get out, get out.
Yeah.
Film it, get in, let him go about his way. We won't take up too much of his time. And sure enough, he showed up and he was real cool. He was like, yeah, man, take your time. He pulled up a chair. Gave him some water, kicking it, talking with my pops. And then, sure enough, I had that little gold chain, and he gave me his chain off his neck, gave me his rollie off his wrist, and he was just like, knock yourself out, make this a video. And I was like, oh, perfect.
Let's do that. Yeah.
And then he goes, you're going to sit in it? And I go, I mean, can I? And he goes, drive the thing. And he gave me the keys, and I was like, oh, perfect. Perfect.
Grand Theft Auto.
Exactly. And then we just kind of did it. And he ended up taking off.
If you gave me the keys, or is it just...
he gave me permission.
Or is it just a long thank you?
So sure enough, he was just like, yeah, go for it, Knock yourself out. And that video couldn't have came out any better.
Yeah.
And just, playing off the funny theme where it's like you got the little toy car and you're bragging about, as a rapper lifestyle, I got the fancy cars.
Yep.
We're jacking up the toy car, doing an oil change on it. It was just funny stuff. And it was a lot of just, well, what next? What else could we shoot?
But those are the best. That's why I don't do videos, man, because I have dope ideas, but I need times to flesh them out.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that. But there are times where I'm like, I'm not gonna. I don't have the patience to do the editing. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I throw out the ideas. I give them to Emilio all the time. Like,
go do this.
Majority of Emilio's videos are just me. Like, I would like to do this, but
knock yourself out.
Burden.
I think the beauty for me was just like now Alexis is doing editing all my videos. So it's like he's taking that on because he enjoys to do that. Taking photos, all the covers.
The one thing that like you and that's the one thing I tell a lot of people is find people who love doing what you don't want to do and pay them.
Yes.
And just let them do what they love to do. Mm-hmm. It makes life so much easier.
Yeah.
Like, oh, bro.
Yeah, the last 3-4 covers Alexis shot. The last 2 videos Alexis shot. It's just he's been on a row and he's just like, I enjoy doing this. Let me help you.
Yeah.
Let me come a song line.
Is he gonna start stretching out to like other artists too?
I sure hope so. He was supposed to film the one with me and Fredo, so I imagine he'll eventually reach out to some of my other buddies and stuff like that. So if you want a video, I'm sure he'd be more than down. I think he wanted to do one for Down. So
I'm down. So like yeah, man. I like single ideas. I like the last video I did, quote unquote, was early morning on K Street, where I had the Fresco app on Adobe, and I just drew and erased, and keeps a screen recording
Yeah.
of every stroke you do. So I was like, oh, dope. Like, I'm just going to end up making this into a video.
Yeah.
And it came out pretty dope. I was working on one for Fabio for Futon.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted to do I love Futon is my favorite song of his.
Mm.
And I just feel like some of his music doesn't get enough love. Man.
Gotcha.
Fabio's music
Yeah,
is
we need to
stupid,
get
though.
Bobby.
Yeah. I keep telling him, man, I'm going to get you back in this.
I need a feature, Bobby. ASAP.
Yeah, dude. ASAP, no rock.
But like with the videos, I think with Alexis, he's so also creatively like even with music and stuff like that, he's creative in that sense too, where we'll show up and be like, I kind of have an idea. And then as we're going along, it's just like, oh, try this, oh, try that. And it just feels so free. So it's like we're able to kind of move around and just, it just kind of all comes together. And it's just that freedom kind of gives us the good product that we're looking for. At the end of it, we're looking back and we're like, oh, shoot, this is perfect.
And the concept of a lot of your music is very much driven on
the whim.
Positive.
Yeah.
Oh, a positive whims though. So
Yeah.
it's easy to talk it down like, oh, there's not like a lot of darkness in it, but you still have songs where you do touch.
Or you pull back the
I wouldn't
curtain.
say darker subjects or anything like that, but like more scarred. Like they have a little bit of flaws. They have a little bit like I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Which is dope. I get excited for that.
Gotcha.
I get excited for anything that shows a different light, because I like learn. Like if I know you, I want to learn something new from you, and I think a lot of my music is always me pulling back an additional layer.
Gotcha.
And I look for that music as well too.
And
Unless you're doing drug talk, then by all means, fucking Benny the Butcher, Zelda, like you give me nothing but I don't push it. I don't need to know nothing
about you,
except how to cook the crack. I'll never cook. Like I don't.
How to push the weight.
Yeah.
Teach me.
So when you stir the pot, is it clockwise, counterclockwise? Like, what are we talking about? Like,
are we using teadspoons or how are we measuring cups?
So you just go by feeling. Is this like a bacon element, or do you have your own? You know what I mean? Do you have
like
your
what?
Own,
is it on high the stove
high,
or like?
Low heat, simmered.
What's the time frames? I'm trying to write a recipe
if it's
here.
Not that, I like learning something new about the artist, about their life and everything like that. Because
Gotcha.
it gets me invested to know more. You know what I mean? Like that's what I always like. Hove was always one of those artists that had that deep in his cuts because his singles were singles.
Yeah.
But if you ever heard like at the albums, you'll be like, oh my god, like he said that.
Wow.
Nas was always really good for
that
too. Like COVID.
COVID.
If something happened in his life, it would come
out
out
in the song.
Eminem was really good for that too. But lately, I can't. It's just I don't know. I can't get into a lot of his music. It's more. I feel like he sacrificed his content for style lately, which is dope.
Yeah.
But I don't.
But as a fan, as a longtime fan, you like that.
As fucking a fan of Marshall Mathers and the Slim Shady LP, I want to know more of your skeletons. But I think he's already aired them all out, so it's like one of those things that.
Now it's just like, hey, let's have some fun.
I'm just gonna show you I'm dope. Like, you know you're dope. Like you've been dope. Like it's.
You've been dope even with that content and
else.
stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
I getcha.
Yeah, man. That's that shit. That's why I'm like, Run the Jewels though is one of my favorite groups right now.
Yeah.
I can listen to any Run the Jewels album, but even with them, LP and Killer Mike, they're always giving you another side of themselves, and because they're older, they're allowed to be 3-dimensional, and I think that's the beauty of where
aging
I'm at
with
right
it.
now. Aging in hip hop, aging in this is that the older you get, the more dimensions you can add. You know, if you start off at 20, 22, unfortunately,
they just want you.
that's who you are. Like you're stuck in that until you break the mold and break
Get some life under you.
and breaking the not because you look at someone like Justin Bieber. All right, let's just bring him in. He got millions at what?
What? 14?
14?
13?
He at 15, the next year after, he had already lived more of a life than I could ever know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. If you give me $1 million at 23, I'm acting reckless. You give me $1 million at 14, 15,
27, I'm
let me tell you
losing
what I was
my mind.
into at 15, 14. Okay, I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That's all I'm eating. Freaking, you know what I mean? I think I was watching that's high school, right?
Yeah,
14,
freshman,
Alright,
sophomore.
I started watching Dave Chappelle's show.
Oh.
You mean to tell me I'm not like
I'm not gonna go see Dave Chappelle.
yeah, I'm not gonna say some fuck that. I'm not gonna repeat some reckless shit. Like I'm not gonna be out here. I'm not gonna say yes, I'll be saying Rick James like everyone else, but you don't think I'm gonna say some other reckless shit from on film? Like, hey, look.
It is what it is.
30 seconds. Like, I'm gonna recreate the whole freaking first episode where he's a Black Klansman, and you don't think I'm like it's like
yeah, you're wilding out.
You're gonna do wild shit. I love. Well, that was Fall Out Boy, I think. Panic at the Disco. That was the music I was into. So if you give me $1 million at that, I don't know what fuck shit I'm gonna do. Yeah. I don't know what fuck shit I'll do right now if I got $1 million. Like, for sure,
I might buy a boat.
I'll buy a exactly. I'm gonna buy a boat. And I don't even like the water like that.
I feel that.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, like there's that, but and unfortunately he was stuck in this bubble where he couldn't grow anymore. You know, at 14, 15, that's where you make your friends. That's where you develop the people outside of your family that you have these connections to.
And not only that, you learn about yourself because it's like you're growing up, you're getting older. Hey, I'm into this. Hey, I like this. Hey, this is what I want to do with my life.
Yeah. You're a millionaire.
Yeah.
Your balls drop and you're like,
yo, this is life.
You have raging boners that you can take care of at a level that I still can't take care of. You are 16 going through puberty with $1 million. Shout out to him for surviving.
Yeah, definitely.
That is crazy.
Definitely. And now look at him now, you know.
Yeah.
Making songs.
What was the song he put out on the new album, Lonely or something like that? I had heard it. I was driving and I had the radio on for a brief moment. And I'm like, this song's making me feel things. So I Shazammed it real quick and it was like, oh, Bieber. Like, oh, trip the fuck out. Thank you, my guy. Yeah. Good for you, man. Like, but that's why when you're at that level, some people might look at them like, oh, well, they don't write their own music, but they can't. There's so much
going on.
They've lived a life that you can't even relate to.
Yeah.
They need writers to translate and break down, hey, that feeling that you're feeling?
Yeah.
Turns out other people feel that way, but it's when they go to the bodega and they don't have the meal they want. So here's a relatable line of what you're feeling about your caviar that I've never tasted, and we're gonna break down the relation for this over here. Like,
we're gonna break the walls down for you to connect. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, man, and that was a rant.
About $1 million.
That was a rant about $1 million.
I need $1 million. Yeah, I feel that. I mean, but what I love about him, I mean, even though people are writing his songs and stuff like that, you still see his progression. I mean, you see, I mean, the Changes is one of my favorite one that he just dropped. Was that last year? The one with the red cover.
Okay, yeah.
So I mean, just listening to all of that, and it reminds me a lot about his other album, the one that Love Yourself is on. I forget the name of it.
That was the one where he was talking spicy, like in Mom Likes Everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a funny line.
So it's like it's like you see that progression because he wrote these songs. He now can make these songs, and then now he's getting into other things and like that. So.
And of course, you still got to do the pop hits, man. Yeah. Which is the thing I never like. I'm glad I fell into production because as an artist, I would hate having to perform the same song.
Over
I get bored.
and over
like,
and over.
Like, ugh, it's karaoke. After a certain point, it's just karaoke without the words.
It kind of loses a.
Yeah, it's you know what I mean. But again, there's a drug that 1,000 people knowing your words could give you that might offset the boredom of a karaoke song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild.
I'm hyped. I'm good with this. You want to do last minute? Any
shout out
caveats?
Caveats.
Anything you want to add? Throw out to the world.
Shout out Slumz. Thank you for having me. Shout out the wifey, about to give birth to a beautiful baby girl.
When's the due date?
We just got a date for the 14th scheduled. Next week, next Thursday.
Get out of here.
14th. That's 7 days away. They just told us today.
Her birthday's the 16th, so she's gonna be a Libra.
Libra.
He or she?
She.
She.
Alexandria. So, shout out Alexis. Been helping out with all the videos and stuff like that. I mean, it's just stuff like this. This is the stuff I love to do. So it's like opening your doors and stuff like that. Thank you. And
it's fun, man. I like talking. It's I can't deny how much the narcissist in me is just. I'm like, oh yeah, like we're gonna talk. Fuck yeah. Okay.
And we said earlier we spend so much time talking to ourselves. Yeah, it's nice to have somebody else in the room.
I started off as an artist first. Like I know sometimes as an artist you play out so many interviews in your head they're like, I can't wait till I can interview.
Yeah.
Like, I already know what I'm gonna say, and it's just, I'm like, yeah, let's do it, man. But I for sure want to reach out to other heads too, other not even artists. Like I want to reach out to Shan, Cheddar for sure.
For sure.
People I want to reach out, man. The homie Jazz out there in LA, a lot of LA. You know what I mean? Even SD too. Trey Castro would be dope.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah, man. I'm hyped, bro. Like it's. And if this is the first one, then I think I can do Fabio. I'm gonna have Fabio on this nonsense. But I'm gonna do a lot more outside of the studio.
I feel that.
This was just one because I'm hyped.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, shit, you know we're done here. I'm gonna cut out all
right.
All right, all that good stuff.
Shouts.
Shout out.